Welcome back, everyone, to another weekly market and financial update. I hope everyone had a very healthy and safe Easter weekend and enjoyed time spending with your families or at home, whichever you decided to do. It ended up being a beautiful weekend for us in New Jersey, and it was great for me to take my family out and see some alpacas over the weekend, which was really cool. So, back to the topic at hand, I want to talk a little bit about financial spring cleaning. Most folks are in that mindset now that we're wrapping up the end of tax season. I can't believe it's already April 2nd. The first quarter of the year has really flown by, and now we're thinking about what to do for the rest of the year. So one of the biggest things or challenges that most folks were approaching me with this year during tax season, and it was really a common theme, were withholdings. And what was happening for a lot of households where both spouses worked is that each payroll department that they were working with at their respective companies tend to not talk to each other, right? They work for different firms. Why would they ever do that? The problem with that is that when you go to file your tax return, a lot of people had this unexpected surprise of, oh my gosh, I owe money to the federal side of the IRS, or I owe money on the state, or a combination of both. And people were really unprepared for that. So the IRS has changed a lot of how withholdings are managed for payroll departments, and payroll departments, I think, have really struggled with this and are being blamed. I think it's a combination of a few different reasons, but the most important thing when it comes to withholding is check your W-4. There's a new way to do it. The old way would be like, married filing joint with 2 exemptions, right, for 2 kids. That's really in the past. It's really based off of now household income. So on your W-4, if you're making $100,000 a year, your spouse is making $100,000 a year, make sure that both of those incomes are disclosed on your W-4 form. That way your payroll department can calculate the proper withholdings needed to say, okay, you're being taxed at a $200,000 income, not $100,000. They won't know to do that unless you explicitly state so. So again, very important. I think this is something that was just overlooked by a lot of people unexpectedly, not that it was intentional, it just sort of happened. And we've been hearing from our clients that this was a regular thing. So if you have any questions on that, again, our sister company, Advisor Tax Prep, is more than willing to help out. We do offer tax preparation services for folks in addition to our tax planning. So again, reach out to us with any questions. There are some few other items that we could talk about for financial spring cleanup, right? If you notice that, again, if you owed a little bit of money, did you maximize all of your deductions for last year? Maybe some were overlooked. Some big things that are offered are 529 college savings plans. A lot of states will offer state dollar for dollar deductions up to certain limits. Check with your state to make sure that you are abiding by their guidelines on that. But 529 college savings plans are a great way to reduce your state tax liability. Did you maybe maximize your 401k or 4FBB plans or other retirement plans do work? Sometimes if your pay changed throughout the year or you got a bonus, maybe those additional dollars were not accounted for in your 401k contributions. So another key thing to look at, possibly making a traditional IRA contribution, Roth IRA contribution, or backdoor Roth, depending upon where your income situates for the end of the year as well. So there's definitely a few things to keep in mind when it comes to financial spring cleanup. It could just be revisiting the budget. It could be revisiting your tax withholdings. There are all sorts of things to consider. Even maybe your investment portfolio, right? We saw the stock market take a pretty big dip this morning for a few different reasons. But again, sometimes those things tend to not always be aligned as our lives change. Our situations change. If we got a new job, our families are growing, we're approaching retirement, whatever the case may be, now is a great time of year as we're thinking about cleaning up our houses and cleaning up our yards and everything else, also cleaning up our financial lives as well. So thank you so much for tuning in this week. I hope you found this video valuable and informative, and I look forward to speaking to you all in a week from now. Take care, stay dry, talk soon.